All right. All right. Welcome back to the Kendra Crump Show, aka the HNIC Show. And y'all better know what HNIC stands for because I am that. All right. So we have in the building a special guest. This young lady, not only is she a multi-millionaire, okay, she's a multi-millionaire. She has been best known. Look, I'm speaking into existence now. I'm good for manifestation. She's best known.
By the time this airs, I will be a multi-millionaire.
Of course you will. Cause look, this is airing like in about 30 minutes or so. All right. So this young lady is a multi-millionaire. She's best known for her acting performances and Salute Your Shorts, Family Matters, Sister, and everybody remembers that film Life. If you don't, you go watch it now. Don't listen no more. Okay, I need you to watch it now. Okay. All right. So I have the lovely, the beautiful, the sensational, the 22-year-old, because she's timeless. She's timeless. Miss Venus DeMilo Thomas. Hello, sister. How you doing?
It's Venus DeMilo.
Oh, look, I was close. I was not listening. I'm not the first, and I'm not gonna be the last to butcher your name. Okay? Look. Look. Respect your elders. Anyway.
You ain't older than me.
Look, I was born in 1970. Nobody believes me, but I was. I was born in.
I respect you, lady. And that's wonderful. I love that. I was like, no, you ain't older than me.
No.
Let me shut up.
I was born in the 90s. So so yes.
That would have been really scary then. So yeah, I am much older than you.
Yes. Okay, so
my name is Venus DeMilo Thomas.
That's right. We getting it right now. Everybody. Listen, don't be like me, okay? Don't be. And normally, you know what? I'm really good with names, but sometimes, I'm not. It's like Jordan. He didn't make 100% of his shots. Okay, so I was a Jordan that just missed. All right. Anyway. So how are you doing today? How's your day been going so far?
Great. Feeling tremendous, my friend. Feeling tremendous.
Good. Okay, so let's kind of start it from the beginning, just so everybody can really know, who you are, how you got started in when it came with, the television and the movies, and you becoming the phenomenal actress that you are and everything.
Thank you.
So where are you originally from?
Los Angeles, born and raised.
Okay, was it South Central?
I grew up we first lived in Leimert Park, and then I moved to Inglewood, and I still reside in Inglewood.
Okay, and the Wood. So how many times have you actually seen the Wood? Like, do you know that from beginning to end, or?
Well, the liquor store that they shot at, that he went to, and that they actually shot at, is right on the corner.
Oh,
and the
okay.
schools that they shot at and he went to are down the street from me. So that movie is accurate, and I've been to those places.
You know what? I have not really been to LA since I was 0. Okay, I was walking. I was like 9 months, so I think I got my first little few steps, while out there in LA. And I said I would definitely love to come back because I know my husband in my head, Rapper the Game. Okay, shout out to you. All right, he lives out there somewhere. I don't know where, but he lives somewhere. But we're gonna meet up one day. Why not? So that's actually really cool. So when did you? Before you started acting, were you how old were you actually when you first got your first acting gig?
Well, my mom, my mom's name is also Venus.
Okay.
And she named me after her, and she was very intent on making her baby a star. Okay. I was in Roots 6 with.
Wow.
I was Diane Carroll's baby, so I was an extra. So I started out as an extra. I got my first speaking role, I think, in 1983 on a show called Alice.
Okay.
And I didn't have any front teeth, and I was sitting on Santa's lap, and it was a cool scene. So I've been grinding for my entire life.
That's actually. And
then
really
my mom,
amazing.
She opened up a talent agency when I was in high school.
Okay.
And she had it for over 18 years. She had a talent agency in Beverly Hills, so I worked with her as an assistant while I was acting and going to college and doing all that stuff. So it's just, and then, it's just been an amazing ride. It's been great to have someone who, could help you. It's not something you can do on your own. I mean, especially as a child, of course.
Most definitely. She really was there for you.
It's a whole phenomenon being like a child actor, and then getting into adulthood and continuing or not continuing, it's a trip.
It really is.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I love what I do, and I just feel so. I mean, it's just such an honor to be able to just do this. And it's like my mom; she was able to create this whole thing for me so that I could have that for the rest of my life, and it's just beautiful.
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead now. Thankful. Mom of the Century Award. Were you
right?
Were you still you were still going to like public school? Did they enroll you into private, or did they homeschool you? What was going on in the school?
I was always in private school, and because I was working a lot of times I was homeschooled. I mean, homeschool being I would have a tutor a lot of times on set, and then if I missed a lot of school over the summertime, I would go to like a tutoring program. Where I would make up those hours basically. And I remember, so like when I was doing Salute Your Shorts, I was in junior high school. Mm-hmm. This was before email. This was before there was computers. So
old school, real old
principal would drop off my homework for the whole week, every week.
Okay.
At my house, my parents' house, and that's how I would get my work for the week. So it's just also having a great support system with some teachers weren't into it, but some teachers were, and I got to thank my junior high school principal Elaine Lilly for making that a possibility for me. And then they also let me do like cheerleading, which was great because then I was able to do cheerleading on Family Matters, but I couldn't compete. I didn't really play at all the games, but I was able to go to the practices. Mm-hmm. So, because it was like, you can't like be in the competition and miss 5 rehearsals. You know what I mean? But they still let me go.
Got it.
And also, like, I mean, I would travel with the cheerleading squad to events. So I was just really lucky to have, that experience, because that's what you miss out on when you're homeschooled.
You do.
Having that group experience. So I still played sports. And, that helped me in my career because I played a tomboy on Salute Your Shorts and, just having a dance background and cheerleading, that has helped me in other roles, So that's actually pretty amazing. When you mentioned like the cheerleading, I was like, the first thing I thought about was Bring It On. I'm like, did you try to, I know. I wish that was such a good series. The whole everybody in that.
Look, I wanted to be a part of Bring It On. I actually did a little bit of cheerleading. I did it for 1 year, and I wanted to do some gymnastics, but my mom's like, no gymnastics. We'll stick with cheerleading. I'm like, okay, I guess cheerleading it is. So
yeah, I did gymnastics too. I did. It's like That's the thing. It's like you got to just try everything.
You do have to.
You just got to do everything. I mean, right now I play dodgeball. I mean, I don't play dodgeball right now because of, we're locked down.
Of course.
I've been playing dodgeball for like 5 years, and that's really been keeping me like fresh and having fun and competing in charity, tournaments, and the community, the dodgeball community is really great. And yeah, that's like my thing now, to stay active. You got to be doing something.
No, you do. No, you can't be a couch potato and watching reruns of mess on television. Of course, you cannot.
Dude,
what was one?
Oh wait, you gotta watch reruns now. No, don't get me wrong. I sit and watch TV. I mean, I watch TV and movies. I'm obsessed, and I feel like it's me studying my craft.
Okay.
Or else you just have to call me a couch potato.
No, you're fine. Okay, well, okay. So speaking.
All I do is watch TV and movies.
What? Okay. Well, speaking of that, give me your top 5 favorite in no particular order. Just 5 movies you like. Give me 5 movies that you like in no particular order.
La Femme Nikita.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, that's a hard thing. I mean, I just saw Toni Morrison did a movie called Toni Morrison Pieces of Me.
Okay.
And that's a documentary about her, and I found that to be so intriguing, so amazing. What else? City of Lost Children, that's another French film. I have a degree in filmmaking.
Okay,
So,
and did you what college did you go to? Was it UCLA or
Loyola Marymount University?
Okay.
Yeah, so I have a film degree, so like
All right, film
I'm
degree.
just like a film buff. Like I like watch two movies a day. Like I love movies. I love action. I love, learning documentary stuff. I love comedy, thrillers are my favorite. Don't I can't pass up a thriller. I'm really into international films. So I kind of have a really big, broad, spectrum of stuff.
And that's actually, you know what, we could be best friends then, because I love watching movies too. Like if I'm not doing nothing, I'm like, okay, I'm not off social media. Let me just go ahead and watch a regular movie, whatever I haven't seen before.
I got a plan. Like, I know, tonight I'm going to watch this, and like, I just find stuff and figure out how I can watch it, But yeah, I've got to have something going all the time.
Well, no, that's actually pretty good. And with television shows, and maybe you can list a couple of shows that you actually enjoy watching, you like even with reruns or on Hulu.
Like, I like Law and Order SVU. Like, I've seen every episode of that. But like, I also you have to watch shows because everyone's referencing them. So when you get an audition, it's like, okay, so we want her to be like this person and that person, and you got to know their work. If they're going to throw somebody's name out there, you need to know what they're talking about, and you don't want to get caught off guard, especially if you're in an in-person audition and they're like, especially if you're in an audition, you got to watch the show that you're auditioning for.
Most
so
definitely.
They can say, if they say last season, you're like, oh, I don't watch this show. You're probably not going to get that part, So
and did you have to learn that from experience? Did you have to learn that from experience? I said, did you have to learn that from your own experience?
No, my mom, it's like having a talent agency. These are things that she's instilled in me. It's about research. I played a pregnant teenager in a movie called What Kind of Mother Are You? And I got to shoot that in Canada, which was an amazing experience when I was 19 years old.
Great.
So what my mom did was she said, okay, so you're playing a pregnant teenager. Why don't you I went to this place called the Crittenden Center, and it's a place for pregnant teenagers. And I talked to the staff there to see what is it like for pregnant teenagers. Because, like, I'm used to adults being pregnant, but I didn't know what that experience was to be a pregnant teenager and the issues that they have to deal with. And that was important for me to play that role and successfully. Like, I don't know, you don't know how much that alters your performance, but having that information, I knew what the feeling would be like if we were sitting having lunch and we were all in a some sort of a youth center where, wayward girls would be. So, because I've been to one. So, it's just important that you have to do as much research as you can when you get the opportunity,
No, and that's actually true. And I've said this before. It's like everybody wants to become famous, but nobody wants to put in the work. And I want you to explain to, of course, with me, to the audience, to anybody out there listening, what are some things that separated you, like, from the phenomenal actress that you are, and I'm gonna keep on calling you that, from the phenomenal actress that you are, to a person, and you've been around with a lot of different people, from a person who you know for a fact, like, dude, like, who do you know to actually have gotten into this place? Like, you're not working as hard. So explain to me what makes you stand out. Like, how do we become like you when it comes with actressing? And you say you did your research.
Well, you have to stay in your lane. You have to have blinders on. It doesn't matter what that person is doing and that person is doing. That's not, it has nothing to do with you. So it's very important to stay focused on yourself. And it's easy to get distracted. People get distracted with social media and this and that. And you think someone's life is better because they've got this or they have that. You don't know what's going on.
You can never compare yourself.
So it's important that you mind your own and it's, like, you got to fulfill number one. You got to do all those things so that you can be ready when that opportunity comes.
That's real.
So, that means, staying healthy. That means, for me, it's like doing yoga or some sort of physical activity every day, walking a mile with my dog, so that even though I might not have anything on the horizon, when it comes, I'm not feeling like sluggish. or, you know, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So you just gotta stay ready, and you can't worry about what anybody else is doing because they not worried about you.
You know what? That is very true. That is very true because you know sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in. And I used to have that issue. I'm like, how come like this person and I'm a nice person. This person's mean, but you cannot do that.
I used to do that too. Even on the set, I'd be like, oh, well, what line is she gonna get? And this, that, and the other. It's like when I was younger, it was really. I mean, it's still a hard thing to deal with. You still get sidetracked, but then I have to go. Wait a minute. Why don't you worry about yourself? You know, you can't worry about other people and what they're doing. If your goal is to succeed.
That's and you mentioned, like I said, that's actually very, very good advice. And you mentioned, like I said, when it comes with your mom, and she was mainly like a huge like supporter. Who else was there? Who else was there along the way to keep you focused and on track and keep saying, you know what, you can do it, don't give up? Like, who else was in your corner growing up? You know.
Well, my mom and dad are just a great support system. So it's like we all helped each other. You know, it's like I was working with my mom every day, so I would have my script and she would, you know, we would drill it and run it and she'd give me all of those pointers so that I could book it. And I also, my godmother, she would take me to auditions. It was like a whole structure because you have auditions. And that means that at the drop of a dime, you need to be someplace in 2 hours and you have to have this outfit on. So you have to have people who are willing to be there for you to get there and do those things, you know? And, you know, if you make it, you got a shot at getting it. And if you don't make it, you ain't gonna get it.
No, and
so
that's true.
That's the thing about like acting in Los Angeles. It's just a hustle. It is a hustle.
And look, that's true. That's actually very true. You gotta learn to be on time. You gotta learn to work well with others. Were there times for you, because you seem like you're very like full of peace and you don't do drama or whatever, but was there ever a time in your life where you had a lot of conflict or some conflict with some of your cast members from probably movies or TV shows, like, you know, when you first started out?
Yeah, I mean, like, you have conflict, you know, definitely. Stuff happens.
Like to the point where you're like, meet me outside after shooting is over, like that type of conflict. Like, I know it can get kind of, you know.
I mean, the thing is that I'm a professional. I'm a professional. So it doesn't get to that level. And my mom was sure to put me in projects and surround me with people that were doing good things. So it's like, if you're doing like reality TV stuff, then that's what you're going to get. But if you're doing network TV shows and there's a level of professionality that comes with that role that you've been given, or, you know, so there's a lot of money on the line. There's not room for that kind of nonsense. And if it does happen, it's dealt with on a professional level.
As it should be.
That's the thing. That's one thing that I'm lucky that my mom was able to shelter me from those experiences.
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead. You know what?
Yeah.
That's good. That's because you people always have failed to realize you want to complain, but you got to count your blessings. You had, even if you were, you know, upset about this or whatever, you can look back now and say, okay, I'm thankful that my mom was there to have, you know, because
there's a lot of sad stories about child actors,
of course,
that I came up with, and you know, I was not exposed to that experience, and I'm so thankful for that. You know, it's like I got shielded, I was protected. A lot of people have had bad experiences, and you know, it's sad. It's a volatile business. Anything can happen, and you just have to be safe. And that goes with your emotions and all that, you know. So you just have to it's all by design. You decide what you want to do, and you just have to go for it, you know.
Very true. That's with some of those child actors that you grew up with and you came up with and stuff, was there a time where you tried, like, as you got older and you kind of saw them like spiraling out of control in the sense that you tried reaching out to them? Or you still kind of like, you know, said, let me just kind of, you know, let me pray for them. If we cross paths, I'll just keep them in my thoughts. Like, how did you, you know, deal with that during that time?
I never really, you work with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you have a job and you work with somebody,
yeah,
and you stop working with, you don't be like, hey, are you, you know, how are you doing? You know, it's like you might meet them and see them out or something like that, but when it's a job. We at work.
Got it.
And once the job is over, I mean, family is one thing. Family is family.
Yeah.
But when you're working with someone, I mean, it's sad when you see, you know, people, but I haven't had that close of a connection with, I mean, when I was younger, I was in it with people, but there wasn't a lot of negativity going on. And then people that I did see really spiral, I wasn't really close with them.
Got
so
it,
it wasn't
got it.
like where I could be like, you know, they didn't know me, you know, or whatever. So it's like I've been witness, but I haven't had to deal with it on a personal level or with any of my close friends. So I wouldn't really, you know.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I wasn't, and you know what, that's saying that actually what you just said is very true, especially with, you know, when it comes with jobs, because my issue is I had to learn to realize your coworkers are not your friends. They just go home.
Yes.
You realize,
because they will replace you just the next day, and you won't be, you know, it's like easy come, easy go.
That's it.
There's no attachment there, and that's another thing. It's like that's the thing you have to realize that it's like a job is a job, and you can't let your personal life cross over into that.
Oh no, of course. That's how it gets That's how it gets messy on set. Like you dealing with. You can't
catch no feelings. Ain't no feelings involved. It ain't about feelings. It's about getting the job done and doing it well. You know.
Well, look, I'm glad you learned that, you know, at a young age, because when I first got my first job, you know, a few years back, I was like, oh, we're friends. Oh, our names are spelled similar or whatever type of mess, and I would just try to.
Don't get me wrong. It's a learning experience. It's like I'm still learning. It's hard. You know, it's hard. I speak a good game. Let me tell you now. I'm talking a good game. It's easier said than done, though. I mean, it's a struggle. It's a struggle because you want everybody to accept you. You want everybody to you know, love you as much as you love them. But it ain't up to you. You know, you just gotta roll with it.
No, that actually is very true. But I'm glad that you are able to admit that, where you're like, look, you know, I'm still human at the end of the day. You know, so I'm actually that actually is very good. Let me. I want to go back to what you mentioned when it came with college. You were still acting while you were in college. Was there a time where you felt like dropping out of college to focus more on your acting career, or did you almost drop out, or?
No, I took classes in the morning, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. I would go to my mom's office from like 10 to whenever I had an audition or what have you, and then I had classes at 7. From 7 to 10 at night. I created my schedule so that I could work through the middle of the day.
Got it.
And when I had to take off for shows, or if I was recurring on like Sister or something, I take a couple days and go do it. People take days off, you know, for weddings and nonsense, you know. So what? I take a couple days off to shoot a TV show, or I mean, that helped me put myself through college.
Okay.
I can't quit acting. That's how I'm able to be there, you know?
Okay.
So it had to work.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay, good.
How else was I going to pay for college? If I was like, I need to focus on, nah. And it's, you know, for me, I mean, having doing it my whole life, I couldn't imagine not having it any other way. Like if I had to just be in class and not have anything else going on, like, I don't know, that's just not me, you know.
I got it. I just know sometimes when it's like, you know, sometimes people just like, oh, you know, I can go to college at another time. I can always get my degree at another time. And you have, you know, oftentimes you have a lot of people who do drop out of that, or they're like, oh, well, I can always pick back up with when it comes with acting or this.
That's the thing. It's like if you're an actor, if you're serious at your craft, education is key. You can't be successful if you don't have education. So they go hand in hand. It's not. It ain't. It don't just come and you just. No. I mean, you can. I didn't.
I got it.
It's like it's just about. I don't know. I was raised to a certain way. And, you know, my mom was just very professional. And I mean, she used to hire attorneys before she opened up her talent agency.
Go ahead, Ma.
Coming from that life, she impressed that, professionality on me. So that's just all I knew.
You know what? That's good.
I didn't know about quitting.
You know what? And that's actually good. And this is anybody out there who is listening on this Blackout Tuesday, just remember, like, whatever goal that you have in life, just even if it might be tough, you feel like there's not an end, you don't feel like God is answering your prayers, just keep on. You got to keep on going. You got to keep on going.
That's one thing how I was raised is that I would be saying, I'm trying. And my parents would say, try is not a word. Mm-hmm. It ain't a word. It doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's an easy cop-out. And it's, but that's just the way it is. It's like, I could never say I'm trying. Either you're doing it or you ain't. So what are you doing?
That is true. Those are some really good advice. Some really good advice. Yeah. To honestly live by. And speaking,
try out of your vocabulary, because it ain't gonna get you nowhere.
That's real.
You just gotta do it.
Look, like Nike, just do it, right?
That's right.
That's it. Speaking of advice, what was some advice along the way, of course, with your parents, from your parents to you learning, individually? What's some good advice that you would like to share with, the audience that has helped you along the way and has continued to help you along the way?
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, don't even bother showing up. That's something that my dad always says. He's military, and
thank you for his service.
He was in the military, yeah. And so I am not always on time.
Thank you for your honesty.
But he's always early. Uh-huh. And that's something that is key. I talked at my I was a keynote speaker at Loyola Marymount for their students in film and TV, and I talked to them and I told them that. I mean, that's first and foremost. If you got to show up, and you got to be ready.
Most definitely.
And that's the most important thing, and that's what gets you jobs.
No, that's actually very true. That's actually very true. I'm the only one out of my family of 5. I was always the one who was always on time, and still to this day. And I'm like, guys, like, you all are 20 plus years older than me. I'm talking like my older siblings are they were born in the 70s. So it should be no reason why you guys are late. Why am I the only? Why do I have to tell y'all to meet me like an hour before? I say, hey, get there at 10, but really like it's supposed to be there at 11. And they're like, man, because I know you're going to be late. Because like I said, and my dad, that was something that he taught me, even though he was always late, he taught me to be on time. So look, and my dad, here's the catcher. My dad was militant as well. I'm like, Dad, did they not teach you that? So, I mean, hey, I definitely understand. I want to, got a few more things I want to ask you, then we can go ahead and wrap this up, and you can go and run wild and be free and all that other good stuff. So, dating wise, because I know you got some, how men, they just be scoping you out and they're like, oh, I like you, and you're like, I don't like you. So, okay, maybe not list everything, but are you dating right now? Are you just chilling?
I have a boyfriend. We've been together for 5 years.
Okay, so, hey, fellas, she's off the market, okay? Leave her alone, okay? Don't be trying to be in her DMs, she's off the market. Leave her alone. Good. So, with relationships, what's something that you have learned along the way? Some advice you can probably give to people who are just getting in relationships. Some advice that you can give to people who
is willing to support you 100%. So just now, I was in there doing an audition, a voiceover audition, and my boyfriend was setting up this whole computer light thing for me, and I didn't ask him to do that. I said, babe, I have a interview at 5:00, and I was doing something, and I came in here, and this was ready to go for me. Because I got somebody who loves me, who's down for me, and who is going to do everything in their power to make sure I succeed.
Got it.
And I do the same with him.
Go ahead.
So you don't have that. I don't know what to tell you. It ain't worth it. You have to have somebody, especially if you're an artist. I mean, I don't know. I'm an artist. We're both artists, so we know what's important to us, and we value that in each other, and that is optimal. That is paramount. That is what we are about, and that's what makes us happy. So we're going to do everything we can to fulfill that for each other, all the time.
All right. I like, listen, when the wedding happens, let me know so I can be the comedy like key speaker there. Okay. Giving me up my little 5 minutes short and I'm out of there. That's really good. So
I don't know. It's like, gosh, marriage is such a thing too. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you could love somebody and you don't have to be married.
That's true. I think what,
I don't know. It's like, but everybody has their own value systems and how they, want to live their lives. And my parents have been together my whole life and some. So I see their marriage and I think it's just the most beautiful thing in the world,
Most definitely.
I admire that so much in people, So it's about longevity. It's about seeing yourselves together in the future and forever, It's serious. It's serious.
No, that's actually true. Because what I think it is that everybody, I think when we're children, we're like, oh, we can't wait to get married. But as time progresses,
it's about success. It's about making each other succeed. To me, that's most important. I mean, you can be a unit and you don't have to put a label on it. You don't have to name it. You don't have to post it. You just do it.
That's it.
You can just live that life.
That's
you don't have to. You don't have to talk about it. It's like you could just be that. It doesn't have to be an outward expression to everybody what you are. You can just be doing what you do.
And you know what? That's actually very true. So I think a lot of people who are so, fixated and pressed on marriage and everything else, like your views, like I said, they definitely can change, and everybody, different things work for different people, so and that's what I've and when you become mature you realize that, so
yeah, each his own, but you want it to be right.
You do.
So just as long as it's right.
And you feel and you can smile, you can smile and you're happy. And you seem like you're like, yes, this is right. I got it. I do want to ask you this. I do want to ask you this question. When it came with dating, before you, like when you first were, doing the sitcoms and the movies and stuff, did you have any issues when it came with dating as far as like men feeling like, okay, in a type of competition, like, oh yeah, I got her. She's, in the movies, like she's a star in a sense, because guys will sometimes try and do that. They'll just try to come on to you because you're
people in
famous.
General, it's a trip. People can be impressed or whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't know. You're still a human being, and almost it's like none of that matters. Because sometimes I go into auditions, people don't know that I did X, Y, and Z. They don't know I had a show on Nickelodeon. They don't know I was on Family Matters. They just looking at me. What you got? Thanks. Next.
Really?
So yeah, it's not like people are like, oh my God, you've seen my work. You think I've done good stuff, but honestly, it's like I can't walk around like I can have that inside, but I don't have it on the outside, and I just have to try to show that to people, but a lot of times people don't know where you come from and all that. It don't matter what you did. All that matters is what you're doing,
Got
which is sad because, I wish I could just walk in the room and be like, hey, look at me. But they're just like, next. So, as nice as a luxury that would be to be able to just fall back and say, oh, I've done all of these things and you should treat me a certain way. I'm still just a black girl in Inglewood, and,
Got it.
trying to do the best that I can,
Got
so
it.
yeah, you have haven't had the best, always had the best experiences in relationships, you know, just like anybody. But it took me a long time to get to this place.
You know what you want, and it was most definitely, most definitely.
Learn from your mistakes and know how you are supposed to be treated, and not accept anything less.
And that's real. That's actually very okay. Well, in the lightning round that I'm about to go ahead and do, that was going to be one of my questions where I was like, have you ever, what's the craziest, celebrity interaction? People have had on you, like, oh my, like, have you had people try to stop you in the restroom to get a picture or an autograph? Because, people will do that.
My friend, it was funny, for my birthday one year, we were outside, like, I don't want to say, like, I was at a bar.
Okay.
But she had the whole, almost just everybody that was outside, just a lot of people sing the Salute Your Shorts theme song.
Okay.
That can feel really good, and to see 20 people who know the song, sing it and get a kick out of it. That's fun. What was the question?
No, the question I was going to ask was, what's the craziest fan interaction you've ever had? But since you pretty much had already answered it in the.
But there's this band, they're a cover band, and they invited us to perform on stage during Kamikaze, the Flux Capacitors, and so to me that was last year, and that was the most amazing experience to actually get up on a stage and perform in front of a band, sing in front of a band. I forgot the words to the theme song. I was so excited, but that was an amazing. After so many years, to have somebody appreciate you like that, it's man, it does feel good. I am somebody. I did do some good stuff, Because then after that, it's back to your regular life. It's you can't carry that with you every day. I mean, I can't. I don't, I just have to keep trying to get on to the next one.
That's it. On to the next. What would be, next question, what would be the perfect day from you? From beginning to end. It can be start at night. What is the perfect day for you?
One where I open my eyes.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all I want is to open my eyes. And it can't. How you gonna have a bad day? You had
That's
a day.
It. That's it.
People. You don't have to be alive. You don't have to. There ain't nothing promised. So you have to get as much. Especially now, it's I value so many things now because it's I'm not in my regular grind. I'm staying home. I'm learning about myself, self-care. Loving myself. How much can I love myself today? That's a good day when I love myself.
Good. Are you guys, audience, are you all hearing this? I hope you guys are listening to this because what she just said was true.
If I spent the whole day not caring about myself, not being able to take care of myself, not loving myself, not doing what I wanted to do, or even if it's not what you want to do, doing stuff that is going to take you to a higher level, that's a good day, But that's what every day is. That's what I try to make every day.
That's right. That's real.
So, and you're in control. It's your life. So, every day you got to figure out how to make it the best day ever because you only got so many. And there's nothing promised.
Amen.
So, you gotta hit the ground running.
Hey.
There's this great poem about, when you wake up in Africa, if you're not, you have to be running. The lion is got to catch the slowest gazelle, and the gazelle's got to outrun the fastest lion. It's you got to be in it to win it, and you just got to be loving yourself.
Okay, you know what? That's a word right there. That's a word right there. What type of books do you like to read? What are some of your favorite books?
I am such a terrible.
You can just list one. It's fine.
well, I just got this book here. The Black Book.
The Black Book.
It's with. I'm also standing at the scratch line. is a great book, so I'm kind of going through that one again. But Toni Morrison, she started this book, and it's almost like a Black history, almost like a Black History museum before they had the Black History Museum. It's just all sorts of minutia from our heritage in America, and stuff that you're not taught. I mean, I love exploring Blackness and, getting that knowledge that is not readily available now. I mean, it's becoming more and more available with the movement that's happening, which is amazing.
That's true.
But it's up to us to inform ourselves. So you constantly have to keep learning about our experience and how to better, deal with it in a healthy way in this country.
That's it.
So whatever
that's
I can do to grow that, that's what I like to. Those are the kind of things that I like to read. Dean Koontz is a cool thriller writer.
Okay. And did you, since you mentioned about with Black history, have you done Ancestry.com? Did you ever find out,
Well, there's African ancestry, believe it or not. And there's a lot of people that are doing that. And so I'm kind of holding out for that. It's kind of expensive, but
you're a millionaire. You're a millionaire. You got it.
That's right. That's just an excuse. So yeah, I haven't done. I do have some idea about my ancestry, definitely. But I do want to find out exactly what nation I'm from in Africa. That's something I do not know.
Okay. So, and when you find out, you can let everybody know. Say, hey, I'm from. I would. Yes, we'll be definitely waiting for the news.
And then I can go there, and meet my cousins.
Have you ever been to Africa before?
No, I haven't. My parents have. They went to South Africa. I've been to Europe and I've been to Indonesia, which was an amazing experience. I went to a yoga retreat in Indonesia for 10 days. They love Black people there. At least they did when I went 4 or 5 years ago, maybe it was 6 or 7 years ago, or 8 or 9. Damn.
It was a decade. Almost a decade ago.
Yeah. But Obama was president, and they were like, "Do you know Obama? You know Obama?" He went to school there, so I was their representative for Obama. Every time I sat down to eat, I was served first.
Really?
Yeah. Even if I was late, because we would always eat in groups, and I would be the last person at the table, my meal came first. To be honored in that way is something that you can't explain to somebody who has been born and raised in America. And that was just Indonesia. That wasn't even Africa. That's a whole nother experience. But to be honored for that, to me, it seemed like that's what it was. They didn't know I was on Salute Your Shorts. You know what I mean? So to be honored for that, that's something that I'm able to carry with me everywhere, even though it doesn't seem like that's something that you can even think that would happen in America,
But you know what? That is amazing. That actually is amazing. And not too many people can say that probably has happened to them. So that is something definitely under your belt that you can tell,
right.
Any, your mentees, if you do, your children, your future, whatever, whomever, you can definitely say that too.
That, Black women, we need to hold ourselves up really, really high, And it seems like it's really hard to do, but that's all about, loving yourself every day, doing the most you can to take care of you.
That's it. One more question, and we're gonna, get out of here. You can give your social media information and everything else. One more question. What is your best dish? People please bring this over. I want you to cook this meal for me. What's the best thing that people always, request?
I am lactose intolerant, but Patti LaBelle's recipe she has an over the rainbow macaroni and cheese, which is amazing. But I really shouldn't be eating it. I was vegan for a couple of years, so that helped me explore different foods that you didn't even know about, and how to eat healthy. And that was an amazing experience. And I think, and then I felt so amazing when I was, eating in a very healthy way. But it's more than a notion, it's real easy to eat poorly as a vegan because you can be like, oh,
really?
French fries. that's vegan. But you can't eat French fries every day. You know, potato chips, that's vegan. You know, it's like, so it's really, you know, it's a challenge. But I mean, that was like the best feeling in the world because I knew I was really, really taking care of myself. Then, you know.
Wait, how come you're not vegan anymore? How come you're not vegan anymore?
My boyfriend, his family cooks, and they have like farms and stuff, so they like have their own animals. Like, so it's not like, because my thing was against the whole process of the way that, you know, it's just dangerous, the stuff that the carcinogens that are in meat and the way that we eat the processed food that we do and that kind of stuff. So having the opportunity to eat clean meat is really fun, is really good. But then you got, you know, it's hard because I feel for animals, but I do love bacon. So that's why I'm not vegan anymore. So, I mean, it's a life-changing experience to do that. I mean,
no, it is.
Again, I felt like I was denying myself, especially at family meals like Thanksgiving and things like that. I mean,
it's okay. I'm in the same boat because once I got my locks, I stopped eating pork, red meat, and slowly but surely I stopped eating shrimp. So that's it. Everything else I'll definitely eat. So but hey, it's okay. We're in this together, you know.
Right. No, it's just all about what, you know, you got to make yourself happy, and then you got to have that balance.
That's true. That's real. All right. So look, I do want to go ahead, tell everybody what you like up and coming things that you want to let people know to look out for, or any books that you're writing. Up
and coming things.
Movies, TV shows that we can look out for you on Hulu or anything, Netflix.
Unfortunately. Okay. I did Cherish the Day on the Oprah Network. That's a show that Ava DuVernay is producer and that was an amazing experience. That was so much fun to work on that. I did a show on YouTube Red called oh my gosh, I'm so terrible. I'm supposed to tell you babe, what's that show on YouTube? I did it. Oh, it's so bad. I should be able to talk about my resume.
It's okay. It's a brain fart. It's okay. It's a brain fart.
Golly, I just did it. But yeah, you can check it out. Check me out on IMDb. I had like a really cool commercial that ran last year for Christmas. It was a Portal commercial. And it was like me talking to my family. It was an ugly sweater commercial, and that like ran like crazy. So I really enjoy doing commercials. I really enjoy doing, you know, TV, and features whenever I get the opportunity to. You could, and then you could always check me out on reruns of Family Matters, Sister, Smart Guy. Those shows are still,
yes, of course, Smart Guy, of course,
Super, and all that kind of stuff. So,
and give your social media information now so we can have you to 1 million followers.
Weird City. I was on a show called Weird City.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I played a high school principal with LeVar Burton, who was in Roots. And I actually got to meet him. And he was like, whoa, you've been acting longer than me. But to have that amazing experience to be able to meet and work with LeVar Burton, I mean, that was fun.
Okay.
That was fun. And I got to work with Awila Kuilio, the girl who played Moana.
Okay.
She was amazing.
Okay.
She was an amazing actor. So yeah, those are the two recent things that I've done that I'm really proud of. So but you can catch me. I have a fan page on Facebook. It's just Venus DeMilo Thomas with like an asterisk, and then you can follow me on there. And I will always post things that I'm working on and different events that I'm able to go to and stuff, and people I get to meet, and old cast members that I get to, I run into occasionally and hang out with. I have an Instagram, also Venus DeMilo Thomas. that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the HNIC show. Yes, you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
It was really fun talking to you.
Of course. And guys, listen, I need you guys to please. I want you guys to show this woman as much love as you can, okay? Show her love like she's giving out a free food stamp card, okay, with $1,000 on it. Okay, I need y'all to follow this woman. I need you guys to show nothing but send her a DM saying you are phenomenal, you're beautiful, all that type of stuff. Say, look, here, do you have PayPal? Here's $500. That's all I'm telling you guys to do. So listen to what I'm saying. All right, guys.
I need 500.
How about 5,000? 5,000. Why not? All right, guys. Thank you so much. And until next time.